Say that rhyme that you were saying on the bus the other day.
What rhyme was I saying on the bus the other day?
The rhyme is not important. The fact that you was on the bus is.
Welcome back to another episode of the John Pint Show. I'm your host, Half Pint, trusty sidekick, Jahwell.
I'm Jahwell.
What's the story of the day, my brother?
Let's talk about the King of Soul and the Prince of R&B. The Grammy Awards said that Robin Thicke and Justin Timberlake, respectively, was the kings and princes.
Blue-eyed soul.
Oh, no, and now you want to put limits on it. They said soul and R&B.
I have not been impressed by R&B since the 90s.
When you get into soul, you got to get into Candy. See, you got to go way back. You got to get into Mavis Staples. You got to get into Candy Staten. You got to get into the Marvin Gayes, into the Jerry Butlers, into the Impressions, the Unific. They are calling Robin Thicke the king of all of this. And Pharrell is the golden child because he was accepted with Happy. But what we're here to talk about is the copyright infringements and the laws.
It's a blurred line, which is why that song is more relevant in more ways than one. Inspiration is a large part of the creative process. When you're creating music, you must give respect where respect is due. And that with this situation, they did not. And they took full responsibility and full credit without really acknowledging where that music came from.
I cannot explain to you what copyright infringement laws are, but the reason I was telling Pint earlier that I think that the laws are so convoluted is to keep you honest. Because if there's one set law that says maybe, all right, you cannot copyright a bass line. I mean, you cannot steal a bass line. This bass line goes like this. You cannot do that bass line. You cannot alter it by a note or go up a key. Look at Vanilla Ice. I think that it is to a musician's benefit to be able to play all up and down the musical scale and have his stuff sound like or damn near like or as close as he can get it to yours and blame it on inspiration and no, that's not it. And I think that's what it's about. When you tell us that, all right,
you were inspired, that really means that you took what they created already and you made something to fit what you wanted to. But you still have to give props to that. And that's what hip hop was really about.
But this is not hip hop.
But when you look at a lot of the sampling that took place where they were questioning where that music came from, they used hip hop as the catalyst. Because think about it, when Biz Markie did what was it, Just a Friend or
everything he did,
right.
You can give all the respect in the world.
Well,
if you don't, you can give all the credit in the world. If you don't have permission to do the song, you cannot do it. Hip hop gets a bad rap because people want to say that hip hop is it's not this, it's not music, it's not that, and a lot of you guys, basically, please beat this. You're full of shit because the bottom line is when you look at DJs, okay, yeah, we rapped over your beats. But every DJ on this planet bought 2 records. A lot of y'all would have went double lint if it wasn't for DJs buying 2 of everything. You had these whack-ass albums with only 1 song on it with a 4-second break. And they bought 2 of those. So on the merit of that, you were going gold. You were going platinum. Now you want to jump up and talk about how hip-hop is not an art. And this, that, and the third, when you was making garbage music.
We made lemon and lemonade.
Yeah, and when you look at Blurred Lines, that's R&B. Okay? Y'all supposed to be gentlemen about this.
You have to look at your history and know the history, but also respect it enough to get permission, give credit.
Everybody borrows.
Absolutely.
But you have to be able to say that I was influenced to a point where I wanted to pay homage.
I want to recreate the whole song.
Excuse me?
What?
Can I just finish the sentence? And so now they're saying that it's going to set a precedence now that people can sue over anything. Well, I wouldn't be worried about that if I wasn't doing something that wasn't going to infringe on others.
Right. And when you look at the scheme of things, when you're talking about real R&B, what's old is new again. And if you respect the craft enough, you will have those inspirations, or you will call upon and use music from the past, because that essence is what you're trying to bring back. You just have to now, actually put your own swing on it.
You know what's really sticking in their cross? Marvin is not here to sue.
Right.
How dare his family
sue?
Because they didn't have anything to do with this.
Right. Well, she said, but listen, she said they would have been okay with them using music if they would have give credit and asked for permission, because that's the kind of artist that he was. He didn't have a problem sharing. He didn't have a problem, collaborating. He just wanted to make sure that everybody get their just due.
I understand that.
Coming from the era that he came from, and having to fight the way that he had to with Motown and everything, that sounds about right.
The dude who wrote Sherlock Holmes, right?
Mhm.
Let's start there. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. His family will forever get paid for the next, I don't know, 75 years or so for those works.
Mhm.
Which means whoever borrows from it, whoever takes from it, whoever tries to put a spin on it,
Mhm.
has to give them some of that money.
Mhm.
They find that atrocious. So it's boiling over into the music. The whole thing is they don't want his family to get paid for the next, I don't know how many years, because they had no input in it. They had no artistic anything in it. It means nothing to them. And Marvin Gaye enlightened people's lives. They didn't do a damn thing except sue. So they want to be able to do these songs and keep the money without the heirs being able to sue.
Right.
That's what the whole thing is about. When you talk about they didn't have anything to do with it and they put no creativity into it, how can you justify that when you want to allow somebody else who's not even related to use the song? It's not a color thing.
No.
Unless you're looking at the money. It's a musician against everybody else thing.
Right. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you again. Catch us every Tuesday at rapstation.com.
I'm going to be spending the night tonight like always.
Peace.